Hello and welcome back to the next episode in our Crusader Kings 3 campaign, playing as Kaiser Friedrich of the Holy Roman Empire. Last episode, we continued consolidating power within our realm. We dealt with a number of rebellious vassals by imprisoning them, revoking their titles, and redistributing them to members of our family, thereby increasing the fame, prestige, glory, and splendor of the great dynasty House von Hohenstaufen. So, this episode, I think, though, we are going to spend some of the ludicrous amounts of gold that we've accrued, and we are going to finally go on our grand tour. And we'll demand some payment from our grandson. Always could do with a little bit more gold. And I need to grant some vassals to the rightful liege. Count Arnulf of Ostfriesland should go to Duke Ysprecht the Compassionate. I can lawfully imprison Countess Ida of Neuchâtel. She is... Where is she? She's over here. Right. Okay. And who's ruling the Count... Oh, I'm ruling Zurich. Oops, I'd forgotten about that. I gave off Crane, but I didn't give off Zurich. Can I create the Duchy of Krezia? I could. No one's yet got that. So maybe I'll do that, but I need to give Zurich off to some family members. And to be honest, I'm running out of family members to give titles to. Other than Werner seems to be, despite being the ugliest of all of our children, he seems to be the most prolific, even though he's got a 30% reduction to fertility, and his wife's a drunkard, recluse bastard. He still seems to be pumping out ugly children as if that's his sole goal in life. It's as if because I asked him to take the vows, he wants to prove that the life of a monk is the furthest thing that would be appropriate for him, by just having ludicrous amounts of relations and pumping out children, which is a bit frustrating because, like I said, they're the ugliest children there are. I suppose what we could do is we could give some titles off to... I mean, it doesn't really matter if they get consolidated into our family, as long as they stay within our family. So we could give our other grandson the county of Zurich. And what's his learning education? Oh, that's right, I did set him as learning education, that's fine. Let's give him the county of Zurich. And then what we'll do is we'll create the Duchy of Krezia. Get some prestige for that, and we'll grant that to him as well. And make him a duke. That'll give him some vassals, which is fine. Doesn't give him the Duchy of Corsica, but you know, whatever. Oh, right, doesn't give him Grisons, sorry, because that's held by the Duke of Corsica. But that's fine. Not a problem. I don't think there's any other territory we hold directly. We could hold a heck of a lot more directly due to being an emperor. So we could actually hold up to 8 of our provinces directly if we wanted to, which I guess is probably why the West Franconia and East Franconia are quite good duchies to hold, because you can get 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, hang on. Is there a county map mode? No, anyway. Well, that's one county there, another county here. Is that its own county? Oh, it is. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So having West Franconia, you get 9, whereas Swabia only gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So pretty close actually, not too bad. So we could hold every county directly and then have like one barony, and that would fill it up nicely. And then just have a bunch of cities and temples for money. The most skilled of the Holy Roman Empire could be reinstated. Oh. Okay. I don't want to create an accolade, I want to reinstate a Yes, that's fine. Let's invite some knights. Do we want to develop the capital again? Yes, I think let's do that. And we'll just work off some stress. And I can try to form a friendship with Floribert. Sure, we'll wrestle. And I emerge victorious, that's fine. So we're not overwhelmed by stress anymore. Can ask the head of faith for claims. Don't really need to do that. Can modify contracts if I want to. Otto of Crane and Rutger of Krezia. No, that's fine. Okay. Some of our accolades lack successes, which is a bit annoying. It seems reasonably difficult to get successes. Because they have to actually be knights, and you can't just, yeah, anyway. It's fine. It is what it is. Alright. So, we can grant Count Arnulf of Ostfriesland, which I'm happy to do. He's only got the one title, and it is de jure under him, so that's fine. And we can grant Hermann of Brixen, Duke of Tyrol, which again is fine. He only owns one, so that's not a problem. And Duke Hupold of Falkenstein. Hupold is our grandson. We can grant him to our other grandson, which again is also fine. He only has one county there, so do that too. Alright, I think that's okay. That's all we sort of need. So that's split up the power in the realm a little bit. Is there a vassal map mode? No. You just have to zoom in far enough, I suppose, or select them. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now it shows all my dukes. So we've got Augsburg. Oh, because he has Bavaria and Augsburg. How did he get Bavaria? Didn't I grant... I was quite certain I granted Bavaria to somebody else. Oh, he abdicated. Right. Okay, well, that's fine. I gave him Luxembourg anyway. Inherited via abdication. Oh, wait. Augsburg is what he inherited via abdication. So who had the Duchy of Augsburg? Gottfried of Augsburg. This doesn't make sense. No, oh, sorry. Okay, I'm totally misunderstanding that. He inherited the Duchy of Bavaria by abdication. For some reason, Duke Johann abdicated. And then Gottfried got it. A bit bizarre, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Having him be a double duke isn't an issue. Alright. I think that's fine. Yeah. Alright, let's go on our taxation tour. You know, it might actually be worth with the steward now collecting taxes. But it does only increase domain taxes, doesn't increase monthly income, so we're not making that much from the domain, so it might not be worthwhile doing it actually, on second thought. Unless you have a lot of domain holdings directly and they're quite valuable. So maybe later in the game that's more worthwhile. Alright, we don't want to get married, so let's just leave that. Not going to worry about the feast, nor holding court. Alright, let's go on the grand tour. So we'll host a magnificent tour and pay a visit to our vassals and their lands. Each stop will have a 2 months duration. We can get county control, popular opinion, stress loss, and depending on the level of the tour, we can get some different bonuses too. Obviously, we want to get level 5 to get the vassal tax contribution going up by 20%, which is pretty significant. So let's plan that tour. We'll go on a taxation tour, which will allow avaricious actions, which will earn us gold. Let's It's an opportunity to remind our vassals that I am owed tax and obligation, and to root out any and all tax avoidance within my realm. Alright. So, we're just going to try and hit the dukes. We'll start with... I guess we'll start with... Yes, I think we'll have to go up and around. Where'd the King of Bohemia go? Where's his court? Hang on. King of Bohemia. He should be... It'll pop up in gold if he's there. Why can't we visit the King of Bohemia? That's very peculiar. What's going on? They're in our empire. Is it because they're at war? Demand surrender in vassal war. Right, it might be because they're at war. And we might just wait for that war to end. We're no longer overwhelmed by stress, which is good. Count Emund of Hohenberg has taken some chick as a lover. The Knights Hospitaller has been established in Terracina by Pope Alexander III. He still hasn't called any crusades, and I don't know if there's a way that I can make him do that. Let's blackmail. That'll cause us to become very stressed, so we might leave that. Could potentially meditate. I'm not going to worry about that right now. How close is he? He should be close to winning that. A curse undone. The twists and turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. God knows that I was cursed the day I met Berthold. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Fate has smiled upon me and brought that worthless buffoon to his grave. Cool, so we lose a little bit of stress. Okay, so his war's over now. He's at peace, so hopefully we should be able to pay him a visit. So let's plan the taxation tour. No, I still can't see him there. Alright, let's... Where's his capital? His capital's here. It's because his armies are raised? Secrets of the body. I find myself fascinated by the human body and all the secrets that it still keeps from us. Questions of life and death are constantly on my mind. To read texts on the topic is all well and good, but I cannot help but feel like I would learn a lot from more hands-on research. Yeah, I will study the ravages of disease on a corpse. Why not? I try to hold my breath as I sift through the tangled mess of slimy, swollen entrails sprouting from the corpse's belly, but it is to no avail. The putrid stench of decay slowly finds its way to my lungs, making me gag. Something then tears open, and a stream of viscous, yellowish ichor, I think ichor, spills all over the operating table. What was that? So, I just need to find more bodies. That's a bit creepy. Maybe Ukid can help me. Hopefully he aids me in my research. Ukid was ecstatic to learn about my newfound interest in anatomy. With his help, I have significantly deepened my understanding of the human body. I only wish there could be some way to stave off the smell. I'm starting to fear all this exposure to bad air might not be good for my health. I think I've learned enough as is. Or perhaps some flowers could help. My precautions safeguard me from illness, and I will unlock a learning lifestyle perk. Nice. Thankfully, proper use of flower patches, incense, and aeration seems to have helped lessen the effects that the bad vapors emanated by the cadavers were having on my body. I can finally focus on my studies without fear of repercussions on my own humoral balance. Nothing stands in the way of knowledge. Very good. Alright, well let's select that perk. We'll go... Yeah, we'll go Iron Constitution. 2 more and then we can get Healthy and then Whole of Body. Keep us alive a bit longer. We can ask for more gold, which we'll do. Why not? And you want to ransom her. Sure. I already took all her titles, you can have her. Alright. we go. So we got 4,000 gold now. Oh, and Heinrich von Nordheim has also died. Excellent. More stress loss. That's a bit concerning though when all your rivals start to die. You know you're getting to the end of your tether potentially. But we will get a warning when we're a year away from death. Which to be honest is, like, it's a bit too easy to get that perk. I feel like that bonus should be tied into whole of body. If it should even be in the game at all. It's a bit like you know, the whole point of death is that it should be an interrupting, you know, novus actus interveniens, an interrupting new event that, well, in that case breaks the chain of causation, but in our case, disrupts your plans, right? And it doesn't really operate that way when you get a warning about it. So, anyway, let's do. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if it was just a warning of when you're like a year away from a natural death, and you can still be killed in other ways in the interim, and maybe that'll be more the case when they add in a DLC like Reaper's Due, where they add diseases back to the game, bubonic plague, and all that sort of stuff, which doesn't really feature that heavily in the game at the moment. They really need to kind of deepen that system. Okay, let's see if we can visit the King of Bohemia now on a taxation tour. We still can't. Where is his capital? I don't understand why. We can visit every other vassal, but we can't visit him. Doesn't make sense. Oh, he's exempt from feudal taxes. I had no idea. Oof, we need to deal with that at some point. Yeah, I don't know why I can't visit him. He's at peace. Oh, is it because he's incapable? Right. He's 75. Surely he's gonna die soon. But then again, surely I'm gonna die soon. I could help it along. I could murder him. Let's just go on the tour. We just won't visit him, which is a shame. I'm presuming that's why we can't visit him, because he's incapable. But it would be nice if it still showed him there and told us the reason. Actually, what was his capital? Can I hold it over? Yes, you cannot hold a grand tour here because exclamation mark is incapable. So it would be good if his portrait appeared there and it was grayed out and you could hover over it and it said his name and gave the reason. I mean, it makes sense, but still, it would be nice to have that communicated to me, you know. Alright, let's go round the clock. So we'll go to our son, Kunigunde, Duke Gebhard of Nordgau, Adolf, Otto of Crane. Yeah, we'll go to Istria. Verona. Genoa. Rutger. Is that 10, is it? That is 10. Alright, we'll take out some of our family members. Let's get rid of Friedrich. Keep Kunigunde in there. Keep Gebhard in there. We'll skip Adolf. And we'll skip Otto. Keep Istria. We'll keep Marcella and Berthold. Okay, and we'll skip Rutger of Kuretzia. We'll go to... what's the count? Yeah, we'll go to Guillaume of Upper Burgundy and Walter of Bar, Gerhard of Upper Lorraine, and that's 9. Maybe we'll just round it off with, we'll visit our son last, just because he's sort of close. That seems fine. Alright, so let's pick some of these things here. So you are Franconian. Got max opinion, so I'll do cultural festival. You are Bavarian. I've got max opinion, so cultural festival as well. You're Franconian, cultural festival. Was that... Yeah, sorry. Bavarian, Franconian. Berthold of Verona. He is Swabian, so we'll just do tour of the grounds because I've got max opinion. She is Italian, so we'll do cultural festival. Also, not Italian, Cisalpine, sorry, so cultural festival for you too. Could do hosted dinner to increase opinion, but her opinion's good enough already. Same for the Frenchie, and the other Frenchie, and the Franconian, and I guess we'll just do tour of the grounds. Okay, so that's all of them sorted. So pretty much everyone we're doing cultural festivals except the Swabians who have max opinion of us. So that is all the people we're going to visit. The intent, we will look for, not piety, we'll just do justice. Yeah, you seek to distribute justice to even the pettiest of criminals within your realm. This often leads to an increase in control, and just characters may lose stress. Well, we're not just, but we'll still try to do that. We'll hire a forest guide, or should we just hire... You know what, let's do this. Let's hire experienced... sorry, not experienced captains, mercenary guards. That didn't actually decrease danger too much. I think the mountaineer was better. So let's hire a mountaineer and a cultural ambassador. So I want to see what that does. We can't pick any of those other ones, that's fine. For the entourage level, we can increase that. We can decrease it to a small entourage, or a moderate one, or a grand one. We'll do the grand option, I think. My tour is an opportunity to show just how grand and magnificent I am, and what better way to do that than to show every member of my enviable court. Okay, and for the luxuries, we can only bring the essentials, or we can bump that up to increase the starting success of our tour and prestige gain. So let's max that out. Excessive furniture. Practically every artifact and piece of furniture you own will be brought along on this tour to demonstrate your tremendous wealth. Let's see what this does. If it's not a... If we don't recover our costs, then we won't do it again. But let's just see. 2,200 gold. Go on this grand tour. Hired our mountaineer. We've hired our cultural ambassador, who's got better intrigue than he does diplomacy, but anyway. Should have just brought our own chancellor. But off we go. Grand tour, a lucrative start. The time has come to depart for my grand tour of the Holy Roman Empire. My court is packed, ready, and raring to go. Our first stop will be my vassal, Duchess Kunigunda's castle over in Schmalkalden. I look forward to helping the people contribute to the nation's wealth by any means available. The Holy Roman Empire's subjects should certainly not have any surplus hidden from the crown after this tour has concluded. Alright, so I lose stress already, and I gain 700 prestige due to my activity options. We approach a hamlet where a forlorn man stands shackled on a gallows, a throng gathering at its foot. Kaiser! It's the Kaiser! The peasant stumbles through the crowd, crying, "Please! My husband is innocent! It's a lie! Nobody even saw it!" They pull her away, wailing, "No! Ansgar!" as she is dragged down the street. The official bows sheepishly. "Sorry, my lord, ignore her. The man is guilty. Don't worry about that." Okay. So I'm here to pardon him and her. She's not a bad diplomat, actually, but I don't see any point. Carry on, I can gain dread, but I'll get stressed because I'm diligent. No, I'd like to hear the charges. 24% chance I get stone unturner, but more likely I just gain stress, but we'll do it anyway. Yeah, insight eludes you. That's alright. Local justice, we arrive in a small village in Kassel to see quite a commotion in the town square. An unfortunate creature is surrounded by furious villagers. The bleak, hopeless look in her eyes fades and brightens as she notices my procession's approach. My Kaiser, these villagers say my actions have made me a sinner. But it's all lies. Won't you give me the Kaiser's justice? True, the evidence seems circumstantial, but a lowly peasant should never speak to their Kaiser unprompted. So I can increase control, or I can decrease control. Oh, it's the same woman. It's the same woman. Well, where is the county of Kassel anyway? Am I even near it? Currently in Kassel. Barony. Barony, where is that? Come on, show me. Alright, it's part of the Jura County of Bamberg. Alright, okay. And the control level here is already 100. So, executing her is pointless as well. We'll just let her go. The control level will go back up pretty quickly. My granddaughter Wilhelmina has taken Marquard as a lover. Why is he a prince? House Luxembourg. Oh, he's a Carling. Of course. How did he get a claim though? Oh, he's related to Adelheid. I see. Where do we murder? 95% success chance. I'll leave it though. Alright. This is going to get complicated. Yeah, indeed. She's not married yet either, which is a problem. Let's try and... Oops. Didn't mean to click that. Some event came up. Grand Tour, cultural festival in Schmalkalden. We taxed a rich local who paid 10 gold to us as well. The streets of Schmalkalden are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal Duchess Kunigunde dutifully awaits me. I can't say I'm not intrigued by the customs of this land and what Kunigunde has to offer me, and in exchange I shall lighten their bags from the weight of their gold. Cool, so I'll lose some stress. Alright, let's just... Okay, we'll just close that for now. Let's try to find her a spouse before that, Oh, okay, perfect. Marry him matrilineally. And that way, at least any offspring he has will be of my dynasty. That's the problem solved in a very convenient way. And now she won't be known as an adulterer. So that worked out quite nicely, actually. That was quite lucky. Okay. And my grandson, Walter, can marry. He is the hideous fellow who is... I think we... Oh, we can't ask him to take the vows, but we'll do that later then. Alright. Duchess Marcella has held an interest in Meinhard, and they're engaged in a secret relationship. Okay. An unexpected performer. Acrobats jump in colourful attires. One of them opens his mouth to catch a ball that another throws, and the public erupts into cheers. The music soon follows. I've heard this song before. Perhaps. Most of them sound too similar. Even from the dais I can hear the peasants loudly singing along. And dance in the fields of woof woof woof. A figure decides to join in, stealing the juggling balls. Get that dog. So I could gain a pet dog. Diplomacy and prowess. Yeah, I could take it back with me. Why not? Okay, Count Aemund. Yes, yes. I'm aware of that. But I'll just let that slide, I think. Although, I could take his title. It's a good opportunity to do so. He's not of my dynasty. So let's do that. As I pet the dog on the head, she happily wags her tail. What name would suit her? Something historical, something alluding to her black fur. It is an important decision, and as the dog rolls over to let me pet her stomach, I find myself distracted for a while. But wait, I know. I will name her Nosewise. That's a weird one. Shadow. Shadow's a great name. I wouldn't name her Blondie. That would be a bit on the nose, I think. Particularly if I relocate the Empire's capital to Berchtesgaden in Bavaria. I'll just leave it as Shadow, I think. Development progress in county of Schmalkalden increases by 10. Did we imprison him? Not yet. Or did we just get a reason to imprison him? I thought that event fired would have resulted in an imprisonment, but I guess not. Oh, I just imprisoned her. Ah, okay. Well, I'll ransom her off. I don't care. I don't care about that. Calming performance. A group of locals has taken the stage in what seems to be the longest, blandest sermon I've ever heard. I try to keep my eyes open, but soon enough the piles of hay at the corner of the street look a bit too comfortable, a bit too tempting. So I'll gain stress, +5 popular opinion, she'll gain 10 opinion of me. Or I'm just resting my eyes, there's a chance that Duchess Kunigunde will notice. No, I'll just stay awake. So if I end with over like 4,000-ish gold, 4,500 gold, it's probably worth it in the end. I've concluded my royal visitation of Schmalkalden. I really don't like that name. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right as well. But anyway, and now my procession prepares to depart. Duchess Kunigunde of Thuringia and her court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect the tribute for bestowing her with my presence. I make no demands. No. Give me the tribute. My grantor will become more avaricious. Is that measured somewhere? I don't know. And if she rejects, I can imprison her. She gave in, and she paid me. Very, very good. Alright, look at that, I hear as I walk down the streets of Schmalkalden. My courtier Volkmar is pointing at what seems to be known as St. Matthew's Smith's Guild. A smile quickly appears on his face. Blissful. A group of apprentices are kneeled down in front of a workbench. The master supervises the craft from the lintel of the door. Arms crossed, chin up. You'll need a bit more strength for that, son. Volkmar takes a step in their direction, completely mesmerized. So they'll gain development. Or we should invest in merchants back home too. City building construction cost. Or go ahead, Volkmar, pay them a visit. So he's just a courtier of mine. He could potentially become an architect. Like, I feel like they should have given that opportunity to your steward rather than to some random courtier. But anyway, let's just gain the city building one for 10 years. So we've got a lot of money we can potentially invest in the cities. Okay. A fine day like this, the weather is nice, the pastures of Lichtenfels look great, and the local livestock are positively jumping and cheering in their own guttural manner. Calves are walking next to their mothers, their fur shiny and clean. Overall, the place is very competently run, although I do notice a couple of oddities that I would manage a bit differently. The local matriarch approaches me. A fine morning to you, my lord. Are these beauties not a sight to behold? Okay, so that's quite good. Building construction cost, holding taxes. Yeah, I could apply some of this back home. Yay, successful advice, very good. A cultural festival in Eichstätt. The streets of Eichstätt are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal Duke Gebhardt dutifully awaits me. Ah, how I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Gebhardt has prepared, and to lighten their bags from the weight of their gold. Cool. Rude gestures. I cannot believe my eyes as Walther starts gesturing towards Duke Gebhard, what is considered highly offensive in Bavarian culture. Duke Gebhard of Nordgau shouts and calls Walther explicit names while his men hold him back. It seems like he is not going to calm down on his own. I have to do something to ease the tension. So I can try and do it, or I can berate Volther in public. Or I can offer gold. No. Let's try and sort it diplomatically. It's just a misunderstanding. Okay, I convinced him. That's good. Duke Floribert, Count Marinau. Okay, so there's another murdering count. Getting some extra taxes. Nice. Our taxation tour success is already quite high, which is good. Even with all the effort that has clearly been put into the festival, I can still notice some abandoned houses and poor materials in Eichstatt. When I approach the main square, I see that Duke Gebhardt has been surrounded by a group of kids, eagerly asking about our entourage. They immediately hide the moment they see me. I've brought this from the capital, if anyone cares to see, I say as I show Gebhardt the lucky rabbit's paw I brought with me. Magnificent, he says, as the kids come back to see it. So I can give it to him. Careful with those hands. No, I'm not going to give it to him. Eckhard invites me to join a religious parade. He assures me that Duke Gebhardt watched over the preparations to give me the best parade the county of Eichstatt could offer. As he speaks, local monastics are praying in the main square, paying respect to God. It's good to see that the people from Eichstatt are so devoted to our faith. I could learn a thing or two from Duke Gebhardt. So I could get quite a big amount of cultural acceptance and development growth and popular opinion. Or I can gain piety and stress. No, I could learn a thing or two. It's like objectively better. The sound of flutes and drums is quickly accompanied by a group of dancing guests, all following the music with joyful movements and laughter. A couple sneaks away into an alleyway. Kids jump in a circle. A lonely old man struggles to move his hips. I spot Duke Gebhardt among the crowd, and next to him, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Dancing with Duke Gebhardt's spouse will cause a stir. I don't think she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She's a hunchback leper. So I don't think I want to get close to her. I must be getting blind in my old age. Let's just dance with the locals. I've concluded my royal visitation of Eichstatt, and now my procession prepares to depart. Alright, time for the tribute. Gebhardt. Gave in as well, very good. Revelry, joy. As I enter Ingolstadt's main square, I see a group of figures dressed as priests, singing and dancing. In its center, a half-bishop, half-jester man presiding over the crowd. Duke Gebhardt makes an appearance, clapping his hands in joy. Now listen, friends, as Reinburn is now our bishop of fools, and his will is law, and his voice the voice of the Lord. What kind of sinful joy can we expect from him? Alright. I'll gain a bit of stress, I'll spend some piety, but okay, let's increase the cultural acceptance. Can't wait to find out. Well, our taxation tour is already a huge success, apparently. We haven't yet recuperated anywhere near the amount of cost we spent on it, but time will tell. Acceptance between the Carantanians and the Swabians increased by 1%. Alright. Life of a ruler. Several peasants gather around me asking for stories from my life. I think back on what I could tell them, and two stories jump to mind. One when I murdered Kaiser Ernst is a lovely memory. I don't know if that's one that you should just, like, tell random peasants, though. On the other hand, when my claim war against Berthold ended in victory is a more awesome tale, likely to inspire loyalty and fervor. So I can lose stress for telling the first one, gain prestige, and development growth and popular opinion, or I can give the war story, levy size and levy reinforcement rate. Oh, that's in that province only. Let's just tell the first one, the second one, because the first one, kind of outing myself there. Alright, we have another love affair going on. A stop on the way, travelling through the muddy streets of Paran, People are a rare sight, sorry. Empty houses, derelict. A child plays with a dog in silence, then hides away when he sees our entourage. A local priest points at the Lord's home, and we follow. My admired Kaiser Friedrich, Mayor Gunther, welcomes us in a dusty hallway. It's a big honor to have you visit our humble domain. If you'd like to, please stay for the night and join us for supper. Sure. I will gladly accept your invite. The oil lamps cast a light so feeble that it's nearly imperceptible. An old servant serves us food, fish, unspiced. Mayor Gunther seems a bit too nervous, talking about the difficulties of ruling such a poor area, the impossible taxation. The last priest we had left after just a couple months, he mutters, putting away the watered wine. He promptly excuses himself to go to the latrine, accidentally bumping into me on the way. You notice that Gunther is trying to steal from your pockets. Wow. And I don't notice, and he'll pay. Jeez, wait, what are you doing? I don't notice. Okay, he stole 150 gold from me. Cheeky bugger. The streets of Pula are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal, Duke Walter, dutifully awaits me. Alright, let's get started. Swabians and the Croatians will increase. Oh, interesting. Didn't realize he was Croatian. Technically he's Franconian, but maybe in where his part of the world is, it's more Croatian than not. Rudolph died in my dungeons. I don't know what that was telling me about, but anyway. Okay. Alright, we'll lose a bit of piety, we'll gain a bit of stress, but that's not a big deal. Cultural acceptance between the Swabians and Franconians increases by 10%, which is good. I'm sure it's already quite high. The cultural acceptance, I mean. We're almost at 3,000, but to be honest, some of that is going to be the monthly income we're earning. Suddenly, I find myself separated from my entourage by a large crowd that presses forwards to observe the ongoing festivities, and before I can react, I end up stuck between two people having a heated conversation. However, I don't understand a thing they're saying, and Hovje starts talking directly to me. I try to blend in, but Yitej is giving me a side eye. I probably should say something back. The language seems fascinating. Maybe I will be able to pick it up from here. I don't understand, but I want Yitej to teach me. Gain interpreter. Popular opinion. He's got a good learning skill. He's a loyal theologian. Croatian Catholic. Okay. Nod and smile. Grand Tour becomes more avaricious. Potentially. Let's just nod and smile. No, Yitej calls me out. Oof. Okay. I've concluded my royal visitation of Pula, and now my procession prepares to depart. Alright, time for tribute. 95 gold. That's a bit better. Gave in as well. Good stuff. A serf and his Kaiser. I enter a local tavern in Piran, weary from travel and thirsting for ale and rest. My quiet contemplation is disturbed by the sound of a slamming fist on splintering wood, followed by a scornful spit. That worthless knave, he is a complete foreigner. How can we be ruled over by someone who isn't even Croatian? I try to keep my profile low, but it appears that my Kaiserly manner and von Hohenstaufen on my garments has given me away. I must think of something before the situation escalates. Okay, 0% chance I die, but there is a 20% chance I'll get wounded. Or I could give them a tax break. Or I could try to trick them and say, no, I just look like him. No, say it to my face, you buffoon. Slope, I hear Wilhelmina shout out in a panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud cracking sound, like that of wood breaking, or of my patience finally snapping. I step out on the grass to see the splintered remains of a wagon wheel. My wagon wheel. I am sorry, my grandfather. It was my turn as lookout. I fell asleep at the reins. Okay, so we'll be a bit late. Shuffle the supplies around. I'll ride rough from now. No, we'll just be late. It's not a big deal. Additional tax levied on the city of Piran. He paid 595 to us. Wow. That's a hell of a lot. Get a few more like that. It'll definitely be worth it. Travel the trodden path. The procession is ground to a halt, a stone's throw away from Grado. Okay, so we're lost. Or I can take over as guide. We'll give it a try. Oh, I got lost. Okay, not good. Cisalpine women, I have seen the world and beheld its many wonders in my travels, but never have I beheld such beauties as the ones I have seen in Veneto. Truly, Cisalpine women are cut above all the rest. One particularly fascinating specimen has taken my eye as late, a peasant woman by the name of Camilla. A pretty little darling, she is far too pleasing to my eye to spend her days slaving away in Veneto. She's chaste, 34, she doesn't have any particularly good congenital traits. We must marry at once. I think not. Alas, I cannot give my love so freely. I missed my dear wife, Wenna. Beware the highwayman. My procession continues down our planned route to Verona, when suddenly we come to an abrupt stop. On Arnulf's command, "Stop, you fools. It is said that this road is infested with bandits and scoundrels of low character. We must divert. The route he proposes is longer, but he assures me it is safer." I could get wounded, or I could eliminate the bandits. No, let's take the safe route. We'll go round. We've arrived in Verona. Marked with fanfare befitting the Kaiser of the realm, and the presence of my coffer wagon and tax collectors is quickly noted. My vassal dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Berthold outlines the planned tour, and assures me Verona is so fair and fine a land that merely gazing on her towns and fields will be entertainment enough. Only time will tell. Okay, let's tour the grounds. Gain a hook. Well, he gained a hook on me. I don't like that. Duke Berthold has been quite the gracious host so far, showing me his lands and possessions with pride, so I'm immediately taken aback when he starts stammering and clearly trying to draw my attention away from an apparently unremarkable door we are passing by. Are you hiding something from me, Berthold? I take advantage of his moment of stunned, shameful, guilty silence to push the door open, and I'm surprised by what I find. Treasures, jewels, and even Berthold's mighty bison hide. Duke Berthold the Handsome of Verona pays 100 to me, increases his feudal taxes, loses opinion. Or I can say, guards commandeer everything. Again, 200 gold. Again, luxury dining for 15 years, medium health boost. And I gain the mighty bison hide. Or I can get a weak favor. Now let's increase his taxes, because I'm sure he'll use his hook to decrease them, so I'll just do that. It's only fair to share with your Kaiser. As I am taken to see all the sights in the barony of Verona, I am beginning to notice the absolute opulence of it all. Though merely a duke, Berthold lives in relative luxury, and clearly has more than enough coin to go around. Looking at the sheer number of windows in his abode, I could introduce a window tax and bleed the duke of his excess. A window tax. He'll pay us 100. If he refuses, we can imprison him. A window tax it is. Oh, he avoided it. Oh, clever. Clever lad. I think that was a thing at one point. A window tax. Somewhere in the Middle Ages. Your host has paid you to look away from a certain room. He paid us 200. Okay. That's fine. We've made our money back. I'm sure we'll have definitely profited overall by the end. Hopefully it tells us how much we made as well from the tour, so that I can know exactly what the profit margin was. My vassal Duke Berthold has decided to show me to his barracks. Horses grunt and snort, eager for their riders to take them to charge. These are fine soldiers, but it seems a waste to have them idle all day. I could use soldiers like these, cavalry innovations. No, perhaps they could be managed more efficiently. And it's worth a shot. The negatives really don't affect us too much. The barracks are improved. Nice. That's good. That was a lucky chance. Gottfried wants an alliance. I don't see the reason for that. What's this wanting us to do? Demand payments, modify contracts. No, that's alright. Out of turn, during the tour of the barony of Verona, I am locked in a conversation with my vassal Duke Berthold about the intricacies of statecraft and bookkeeping, when he is interrupted by one of his courtiers. Although the lowly courtier spoke completely out of turn, Duke Berthold of Verona strangely did not chastise him, and allowed him to speak directly to me. Though what he has to say is quite interesting, this breaking of social etiquette has caught me quite off guard. So I will listen. I can get noble tutoring. Or I can chastise. No, I'll listen. I have to be open-minded. I've concluded my royal visitation of Verona, and now my procession prepares to depart. Okay, time for the tribute. Gave in as well. Nice. My ride through the grounds of the barony of Verona is brought to a sudden jolting halt as I feel my prized horse stumble over a rock. Though it is quick to recover, and I'm only momentarily thrown off balance, I can hear members of my procession snickering behind me. I feel a little embarrassed, but I know really it isn't the animal's fault. Kaiser is meant to give off an air of untouchable regality and command the respect of all of his subjects, and this incident has thrown off my image of perfection. Have the beast slain and get me another. That's a bit rough. We gain dread. Do we want dread? That's very cruel. We've already got decent dread. No, everyone makes mistakes. Leave it. I'm gonna kill a horse just because of that. Countess Truda schemed to have Rudolph murdered. Fair enough. You, over there, I hear a distant cry and turn around to find a plough-holding peasant, his breath heavily agitated as he stops for a second. I'm sorry, my lord, but rare is the chance I have to talk to you. I understand that you must grow the realm, but the royal buildings that you've built here have left us without a job. He clutches his plough. This is heavy in my heart. Take this gold, or come work my lands. I shall give you what was taken from you. Development growth in Württemberg. They get a strong hook. Let's do that. Seems like the best thing to do. We've arrived in Florence now. And our betrothed can marry. So let's do that. Cool. Alright, back to our grand tour. Okay. Ah, how I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Marcella has prepared. Let's get started. Cultural acceptance goes up. Streets hanging with tapestries. Ah, the smell of freshly cooked hare. The way Firenze shines during this time of the year. After weeks of labor, the final day of the harvest is finally here, and teams are formed among the locals to try and gather the final patch of crops. Look at this, one of them brags as he heaves his scythe towards the field, cutting no more than anyone else. My lord, come celebrate with us, invites Duchess Marcella, signaling to the group dancing merrily by the harvest. Let's drink some wine. Drink and forget. I'll lose a lot of stress, but I'm already really low on stress, so let's just increase cultural acceptance. Revelry, joy. As I enter Firenze's main square, I see a group of figures dressed as priests, singing and dancing. In its center, a half-bishop, half-jester woman presiding over the crowd. She's melancholic. She's not happy with her lot in life, being the half-bishop, half-jester woman. Now listen, friends, as Elvira is now our bishop of fools, and her will is law, and her voice the voice of the Lord, what kind of sinful joy can we expect from her? Alright, well, can't wait to find out. Shadow, the council meeting. As me and my councillors are gathering for a meeting, my dog Shadow approaches me with begging eyes and a drooping tail. She does not like to be left alone, but this is an important meeting. Alright, let's let her join me. See what happens. I'm sorry, Kaiser Friedrich, says my Chancellor, Duke Isprecht. I have to disagree with what you just... Grr. Shadow gives a guttural growl, and Duke Isprecht jerks back, looking from the dog to me and back. On second thought, I think it is a great idea. We gain 75 prestige. Good girl, Shadow. Intimidating my vassal. My current contract is very restrictive. Yeah, okay, so he reduces levies to no contribution. Yeah, okay, whatever. There we go, we've definitely seemed to have made a profit, which is good now. All the usual wonders and merriment of the cultural festival are going on around me, and it is as if I've been transported to another world. I am brought back to the earthly realm, though, by the sight of some nefarious individuals shuffling around the periphery of the crowd, sneaking behind a creaky wooden stage. I am overrun with curiosity, unable to see exactly what these cretins are up to. Then I see Marcella emerge from backstage with an entourage of sordid sorts. Okay. I should investigate. Let's see. Grand tour, the box beneath the stage. Behind the stage, I find nothing but a small chest. Its material seems hardy, but its craftsmanship strangely humble and shoddy. Not the showpiece one would expect from a festival of this scale. It is bound by what appears to be a puzzle lock covered in crude carvings of grotesques and beasts of all sorts. My mind is lively with curiosity. I simply must know what is inside. Alright, let's try solve the lock. Inside the chest is an elaborately decorated necklace. Far from the crude craftsmanship of the lock, the dagger is so richly... Dagger? Necklace? Which is it? Necklace, apparently. The necklace is so richly detailed that every moment you look at it, you see more and more intricacies reveal themselves to you. A truly magnificent item. And now it is mine. Or we can destroy it. Oh well, it will be destroyed and we won't take it. We'll lose stress because we're honest, or we'll gain stress. Let's see. The end of its chain is the figure of a grotesque clutching a jewel between its strange appendages. Bit of prestige per dread, stress gain. Nah, I can't just steal it. I don't need it. Lose the stress. Bit peculiar that she had that hidden in a box behind the stage, though. But it may not have been hers. You never know. The music in the main stage is promptly followed by the dancers. The beauty of their movements makes them look like part of the stage. They throw their hands into the air, and it feels like watching trees grow new branches. A gasp comes from the audience when one of the dancers starts climbing the wooden wall of the stage. And now, she says, I shall take revenge from... As the performer falls into the ground, the silence of the crowd lets everyone hear a clear crack. Bring a physician immediately. Well, that surely hurt. Yeah, we're here to make money. The Duchess can deal with it. I've concluded my royal visitation of Firenze. Okay. I think it's time for tribute. Just because we're friends. Still gotta pay. She gave in as well. Very good. Slope, I hear Wilhelmina shout in panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud cracking sound like that of wood breaking. My wagon wheel again. She fell asleep again. We're going to be late. We're about halfway through our grand tour. We've already profited, so... Very good. Some opinion there. Grand Tour Cultural Festival in Genoa. The streets of Genoa are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal, Duchess Adelia, dutifully awaits me. Fantastic. Let's start. As I promenade around the festival, I notice... I don't know if that's the right use of that word. I'm trying to think what word they were going for. Parade around the festival? That could work. Anyway, I notice a hooded figure selling flasks whose liquid cannot be told. Come and buy my medicines, my lord, for they work miracles and balance the humours of even the weakest man. As I look at the flaskettes, I observe that one of them shines vermilion, as if it was made of the finest cinnabar. The other is bright green, as if someone had soaked copper plates in fresh wine. I'll take the red flask. Improved fertility. Again, miraculous tonic. 20% fertility. Nice. Not that I need it, but anyway. we've discovered another lover secret. Okay. I've exposed that Louis murdered Milo. Right, he died anyway, from disease by the looks of it. Off in a remote corner of the festival, I find an elaborately decorated tent. The materials and patterns are alien to me, so different from what I've seen back home. Its owner is stranger still, smiling at me knowingly above clasped hands. Ah, a Kaiser, I see much in your future. Come, give me a coin and I'll tell all. So I'll gain superstitious. I can say, teach me your ways, wise one. Yeah, let's do that. Gain 50 trait experience in the wise man trait. Which, hang on. I want to see what, oh, okay, keeps disappearing. Go there. There we go. Alright. We don't actually have that much experience in that, so let's do that. I wonder if that's increased our trait experience in the wise man trait. It has. We are a mystic wise man. Interesting. Next level give us +2. Okay. Yeah, very good. Alright. Let's keep going with our tour. We unlocked a learning perk. Very good. Let's grab Carefree now. Back to our tour. A parting demand. Yes. Time for tribute. She also gave in. They're all giving in, which is very good. Let's invest some of our money now. Because I don't want to die and then it all goes to weird places. You know, for all I know, it could go to, well, yeah, it could go anywhere, really. So let's invest it in the Duchy of Swabia. We've got a city here, so we've got to build a temple there. So we'll build that. Here we can build... we have to build a city, I think, isn't it? And yes, the temple must first be constructed. Alright, well, let's build the temple then as well. So, that's in Ulm. Württemberg. County of Baden is already maxed. Zollern, we could build... Oh, we're already building that. Gruningen, we need a temple. And then we have to wait until the other one's finished. That's fine. Fürstenberg, build a city. We'll build a temple. And Hohenberg, we've already got both. Baden, we've already got both. Gruningen, we're already building that. Okay. Alright, that's fine then. So then, in Stuttgart, let's improve... Oh, we can construct an extra building. So maybe we lean into... What would be useful? Militia camps maybe, or should I just go crops and fields? Increase taxes, develop growth. Okay, what about cattle pastures? It's just tax. Hunting grounds, tax, and hunt success chance. Barracks is heavy infantry damage. Militia camps is... Maybe we'll just go militia camps. No, we can't actually construct anything there. Ah, but you know what we can do? I have to wait until the construction's finished, and we need the next level anyway, but we can upgrade the temple. Upgrade the shrine to a temple, I should say. So let's do that. And what else can we upgrade? So in the county of Zollern, we've got hunters' lodges there. But where do I want to post my men-at-arms? Station in Gruningen, station in Stuttgart. So heavy infantry I've got there for the moment. Your station in Fürstenberg, which is... where's Fürstenberg? That's here. Small hill fort. That increases spearmen, but I want something that increases warrior lodges. How is it I can build that here? Heavy infantry and spearmen damage. Interesting. Oh, it's because it's a hill. Right. Hill farms as well. Interesting. So slightly different considerations there. So maybe this will be my heavy infantry spot. What I'll do is build barracks, blacksmiths, and warrior lodges, and I'll just get rid of the hunting grounds. So let's build barracks there. And then for Zollern, I'll make this archers, perhaps. Station in Fürstenberg. Yeah, so I should switch that. You're stationed in Zollern at the moment, but I don't have anything that can increase other than blacksmiths. So let's make that archers and skirmishers. And Fürstenberg, Stuttgart, Gruningen, Zollern. Where's Gruningen? That's Gruningen. So what station in Gruningen again? Pikeman. And that's the city. So what increases pikemen? That's spearmen. So that would be barracks as well. And blacksmiths. Alright. Build the barracks there then. Okay. So that's a good bit of investment in the Duchy of Swabia. Hopefully increase the economy, because it's not the richest part of the world or anything close to it. And we can build potentially some mines here. The Schwarz mine. The Schwarz silver mine lies at the foot of the Kellerjoch and Eibelschrofen mountains in the middle of a valley. The opportunity for mining means that a lot of people are drawn to the area. So that'll unlock increased quality of sponsored artisan, weapon, armor, and metalsmith inspirations. Yeah, alright, let's build that. The Schwarz mine. That's in Innsbruck, in the Alps. There's a few other things we can build. We can build a university in Speyer. It's a place of higher learning reserved for those of good standing and wealth who are deemed worthy enough. It attracts scholars and scientists who debate, study, scribe, and ultimately pool their knowledge within its walls. It will reduce the cost for hosting a grand tournament and board game in that holding. Increases the quality of sponsored book inspirations, enables the send to university education option for rulers within the same realm, increases development, growth, and gain, and the holder of that holding will get renown. Interesting. Okay. And garden and vegetable plantations. Alright, let's... Ooh, okay, we can't do that. Okay, he needs to be a duke. So if I hold that directly, I can build it. But otherwise I can't. What about in Praha? Okay, he's not famous enough and not enough development. You need 30 or more development. Right. The Kutnahora mining settlement we've already got. What else can we build? University. Just looking at what's in our empire. A lot of universities down in Italy, which makes sense. The walls of Genoa, they're already built. Gives fort level, interesting. I didn't realize Genoa had famous walls. Colosseum is already there. I don't think you can remove that either. And there's a grand cathedral in Roma, which is the Vaticano, which makes sense. Alright, so what else is in our realm? The Palace of Aachen. That's already built. Palace of Aachen was chosen by Charlemagne to be the center of power of the Carolingian Empire. It served a both political and religious purpose and is still an excellent place for hosting important gatherings. Interesting. And the Cologne Cathedral, that hasn't been made yet. That'll cost 1,000. The Cologne Cathedral houses the relics of the three kings, which draw the attention of pilgrims from all over the Christian world. The cathedral is built using Gothic architecture and is richly adorned with spires and intricate details. Right. Again, the holder will get 5 monthly renown and knight effectiveness. Let's build it, and eventually we'll try and get control of it. The Rammelsburg mining settlement is already built, which is cool. And that's a holy site. But we don't have any special buildings for that slot. And then up here, the Dannevirke, which is already built. And that's a university slot. The Lund Cathedral, it's not in our realm, we can't build that. I think that's all the special buildings. Obviously Notre Dame is there in Paris, but it's not built yet. But they can build it there if they choose. Alright, I think that's good. So we'll try and put more money into our realm as well. I think we definitely profited off this grand tour, thankfully. There is a deep and endless hole in my heart. Marcella was a constant companion and confidant, and to have her ripped from my life feels like a mortal wound from which I will never recover. My hand clasps a note she gave me, the last note she will ever give me, I realize bitterly. I try to read it, but all I can do is move it away from my face, that the precious words contained within it are not washed away by my tears. Though there is a crowd of many mourners around me, I've never felt so alone. Wow, I don't think I was this upset when Wenna died. Duchess Marcella the Desired. Ooh, lusted over far and wide. Interesting. I will never forget this day. I need to be strong and move forward. Stress gain. No, let's just let the grief flow freely. Hopefully we don't get overwhelmed. Yeah, I experienced some level of catharsis. That's good. Ooh, consecrate bloodline. By showing sufficient devotion and gathering the favor of the clergy, I can ensure that my dynasty is forever enshrined as a holy bloodline under divine protection. That's awesome. How do I do that? Dismantle Greek pretenders. A war to destroy the Byzantine Empire begins. That's also interesting. But I have to completely control the Italian peninsula and gain a foothold in Greece. Mend the Great Schism. Restore the Roman Empire. There's a few things I could potentially go for in this campaign. Dynasty of Many Crowns. Will give us 1,000 renown, but we need to have at least 10 members that are independent rulers and are kings or above. Strengthen the bloodline. Okay, so we need some traits there. Consecrate bloodline is interesting. So for that we had to have, the Pope had to have a certain opinion of us, we had to be an organized faith, I had to be religious icon or above, which is the maximum piety level, and I had to control one or more holy sites. We'll gain 500 renown, I'll gain the trait Paragon. Friedrich has become an example of religious virtue beyond reproach, and our fervor will increase by 25 to, what's that, 86, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Because fervor does what? High fervor increases county conversion speed. Okay. Outbreaks of heresy will increase fervor significantly. Alright. Cool, let's do that. Perform the final rites. My unwavering devotion towards God's representatives on earth has not gone unnoticed. Pope Alexander has officially recognized my family's contributions and consecrated our name as eternal defenders of the Catholic faith. Virtue without fault. Oh, good. We get rid of the old and we get a different nickname. We get the Anointed. Gain the trait Paragon. We get a bunch of renown. And the fervor goes up. Awesome. That's a cool nickname. We are the Anointed of the Holy Roman Empire. In my work at your court, I have failed to find any secrets. No, I don't want to fabricate hooks. Got some cultural acceptance between the French and the Swabians, which is cool. And we need a councillor, a chancellor indeed. We'll assign Duke Berthold the Handsome of... or should we... Here's a powerful vassal, we'll give it to him. Alright. Let's begin the festival. Swabian French festival. Ahaha! The faithful prepare for war. Maybe we just didn't have enough fervor. My papal envoy has reached my court, bringing news from the Vatican. Pope Alexander issued a call to arms to all righteous Christian rulers. As a Catholic Kaiser, I am expected to prepare my men in support of this most holy cause, sponsored by the Universal Church itself. To all those who take the fight, or who will take the fight against the vile infidels desecrating the holy grounds of Jerusalem, the Holy See promises a full absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven. So I can finance it, or I can join it. I'll pledge to join it. And I will give a bunch of prestige, I think, and piety from my own thing. I don't know, but yeah, I'll join. Gain 150 piety for that. Okay, no, it just because I joined, it just increased prestige. That's cool. So we can select a beneficiary for the crusade, and they'll get some of the conquered titles. So let's appoint. Can try and redirect the crusade to another kingdom at the cost of piety. I can donate gold in exchange for piety. Relative strength, really gonna defeat the Fatimids easily, I think. Oh, they're in a divided realm at the moment as well. Alright, let's appoint... Who would be good? She's not bad. She's our granddaughter. Or we could go with our daughter. She's married matrilineally. She's got no children. It's the only problem. Don't know why she doesn't have any children. She's heterosexual. He's heterosexual. But yet no children. Can't give it to children. Can't give it to rulers or heirs to titles, so pretty much I'm limited to my granddaughter, my grandson, or my daughter. I'll give it to Wilhelmina, I think. She's younger, hopefully she has some children. She's heterosexual, he's heterosexual, so... all things equal. She is pregnant as well, so let's give it to her. We'll select her as the beneficiary. That's fine. We're almost done with our grand tour, so timing is working out nicely. Oh, and she just had a son, Gunther. Let's rename him to Ruprecht. I like that. Reminds me of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And we'll give him diplomacy education. We'll have him educated by a good diplomat. Who is a good diplomat? Sigismund's not bad. My councillor died, yeah, that's alright. That's fine. Okay. Can ask for claims. Don't need any though. And Walter can marry, but I don't want him to marry. Can demand money, just do that. That's fine. Pay off their obligations to me. Grand tour, nobody's home. Word has reached me that my plans have been interrupted and it is no longer possible for me to pay a royal visit to Besançon. The shadow of war has been cast over Besançon and Duke Guillaume of Upper Burgundy has warned me not to venture there. Alright, so my next phase will be skipped. That's a shame. I can get this wise man to join my court. No, I don't think I'm interested in this time. I've already got the wise man trait. Grand Cultural Festival in Bar. Let's get started. So we skipped one of them. Oh, that was a very quick festival. Okay. Pay up. He gave in. And I can't visit Trier due to war. What war are you in, man? What war are you in? The Duchy of Upper Lorraine. He's attacking Duke Guillaume. Oh, he's at war with Burgundy. Right, okay. That's a shame. So we had to skip two things there. Okay, we arrive in a small village in Trier. I don't know what the control value's like in Trier. Let's have a look. See, it should tell you, like, don't tell me it's just plus or minus 10. Tell me what the current value is. It's 100, so evidence is frivolous, let him go. Why would I choose the other option? Unless I'm heartless, I guess. Yep, keep searching for secrets. There's always some kind of secret. Okay, we arrive in West Franconia, and our son and heir is going to show us around the grounds. Very good. He's doing quite well. He's a profligate, though. Ugh. Compulsive spending. He frequently wastes money, but he's a holy warrior. I would love to take him on a crusade. Ambitious, gregarious, humble. Excellent martial skill. Alright, let's get to it. I can't believe he got the smelly title, though. That's so funny. Maybe he'll be able to change that and get a good title like the Anointed. Waltrud has constantly astonished me with her intellect, a true thinker in our day. There is such potential in her skills and traits. I could certainly put both to good use, instead of watching them wilt away here like a plant neglect of sun. I simply must have her in my court. The wife. She's not that great. Prince Friedrich can decide. No, I don't think he's going to give up his wife. Just leave it. It's silly. It's my own son, for heaven's sake. Catherine has given birth to a daughter with Landolf. Christine. At least she's not ugly. Amelberger, let's go with that. She is a little bit ugly, actually. Even though she doesn't have the hideous trait. Seems that it runs in that line a little bit. Alright. Let's go back to our grand tour, which is almost over. Overall, quite a successful grand tour, I have to say. On my tour of Frankfurt, I found a rare moment where I'm not being ferried around by my host or being expected to make an appearance anywhere. I see places of worship filling up for the day, taverns beginning to welcome their early drinkers, and beggars lay on the streets pleading for just a crumb to eat. So I can conduct a census, gain gold, or I can spend the day in God's presence, or I can be charitable. It'll gain sacred touch. No. A census must be conducted of this settlement. As I continue to tour the grounds of the barony of Frankfurt, my host decides to take it upon himself to show off his hunting prowess. With everyone's attention fixed on him, Prince Friedrich of West Franconia pierces a faraway stag through the skull with a single shot. While everyone seems impressed, this could be an opportunity to outdo my host and show everyone how a Kaiser fires an arrow. So I could embarrass myself in front of my own son, or I could get dynasty renown. I think, let's give it a try. Dynasty renown's good. I embarrass myself. Well, that's alright. I'm an old man who's clearly past his prime. Ooh, we lost our court position. Let's hire another. That's an important position to fill. Poor aptitude on them, so let's search for one. I've concluded my royal visit, and yes, I think time for tribute. He gave in as well. They all gave in, which is excellent. With my hunting bow at my side, a member of my party alerts me to the presence of a stag just below an embankment near our location. Standing at the edge of the cliff, I should be able to pierce its heart. For a skilled hunter such as I, it should be easy, but not without risk. The ground appears a little unsteady, but with careful footing, I should be able to slay the beast without issue. 75% chance, or I get wounded. Yeah, let's try it. I think we succeeded on that. Alright, so we can get Hubert, Leona, Grigori, or Brunhild. And she's a witch, I think, or something, is she? Yeah. Miracle worker. No, we'll go Hubert. It's worth it, I think, to get someone who's actually competent. The afternoon is quickly advancing into nightfall as we enter the local farm estates of Vaihingen. The estate owner Emmich greets us warmly and promises to host a lavish feast for us. Once the feast starts, we dine on a veritable menagerie of roast animals, stews, soups, bread, and the like. In the morning, Emmich approaches me as I enjoy my breakfast. My lord, hosting such an extravagant shindig as yesterday can be expensive. I can compensate him, or I should say you should pay me for the prestige I brought to your farm. Yeah. 300 gold is a lot. Okay, more love affairs discovered. Alright. As the renown of my dynasty grows, familiarity with the glorious von Hohenstaufen sigil spreads too. Level of splendor increase, nice. My family's device is now recognized in the regional circles of nobility, counted highly amongst the prominent Swabian bloodlines, as it should be. So the Hohenstaufen dynasty banner becomes a masterwork, which increases the amount of prestige and renown gained, and it also gives me a building construction cost reduction, which is nice. Cool. As it should be. The Grand Tour is over. It's come to an end. Every county title within Berthold's realm, Friedrich's realm, and Friedrich's realm gets +10 control. We gain magnificent liege for 20 years, vassal tax contribution, vassal limit, development growth in the capital, puts us up to 40 income a month. We gain a bunch of prestige. Our dynasty gets quite a significant amount of renown. They all get 30 opinion of me, and a lot of our knight accolades gain glory as well. It doesn't tell us how much money we made, but we definitely profited off of that. So that's the Grand Tour, all done. Well, that was pretty good. Next up is going to be the Crusade, but I think let's just see if we can invest some money now into our settlements here. So we can't do that yet, but we can upgrade the blacksmiths to bloomeries. So let's do that. Looks like that's still upgrading. That's built. We can't upgrade that anymore. That's building. Zollern, Tübingen. It's not a barony. Why is it called a barony? Oh, because I'm leasing it out. I see. Okay. Zollern, we're still building. That's fine. Fürstenberg, still building. And Gruningen, we're also still building. We have to wait until we can build in those areas. But that's okay. Is there anything else in... I guess we could build in Hohenberg, potentially. We could upgrade things in there, but maybe we won't do that. Let's wait for the Grand to officially end. Oh, I'm remembering all my dead friends. As I turn another year older today, I'm reminded of the splendid birthday party my friends Marcella and Rapoto arranged for me several years ago. How joyous it was to feel the kindness and warmth of our friendship made so evident. Marcella has since passed, and I mourn the loss of such a great friend. She was by my side through thick and thin, never failing to bring a smile to my face in times of sadness. That is sad. Very, very sad. Alright. Let's commission an artifact for one. And we'll go with a regalia, because we don't actually own any yet. Apparently we own 7 furniture. Oh, we've already got all those equipped. wool hanging, we've got those equipped as well, so... Alright, we'll go with regalia, because we don't have that. So we've funded metalsmith inspiration, which is this one. Alright, so that's fine. We've got a court event as well, the unknown Kaiser. Oh, and you will never believe what happened next. My guest Rhineburn won't stop talking about himself and all the things that have happened to him. In addition to his endless prattling, I'm at unease with this stranger speaking so informally to me. I try to excuse myself from the guest by telling him I have other matters and people to attend to, but he interrupts me, asking what job I have or if I'm here to dress like the Kaiser for a day like every other guest. Dumbfounded, I manage to respond, I am the Kaiser. The blood drains from his face and he begins to stutter. My most sincerest apologies, my lord. I promise I'm not here to simply leech off your fortunes and to surround myself with the most fashionable people of the realm. I swear. It's just that your court's reputation is more talked about than your appearance, my lord. Okay, so I can make an example of him. Or I can spread the word that I'm an accommodating host for renown. That's a lot of gold, though. Or I can... I'll have a mandatory test for guests that they must pass to stay here. So Rhineburn, the Bishop of Fools, will leave. And I'll gain renown and prestige without having to pay gold. Or I can say, actually, I don't mind not everyone knowing who I am. That should cause you to lose prestige. I'll just take this one. Mandatory test. Everyone needs to know who I am. I am, after all, the Kaiser. We can increase some of our amenities, I think, as well now. So let's apply that. In fact, decent fashion, that'll increase prestige gain. Or should we go... Just thinking if we should go another option. Yeah, let's go haute couture fashion. This court is considered a stylistic innovator. Servants dress like other realms' rulers, and their liege will be immortally known for their dress sense. And yeah, we'll just go with decent food. That's going to cost 17 a month. That's fine. Whatever. Got haute couture fashion. So we are a stylish bunch in the HRE. We're still making plenty of gold a month, so I'm not really too worried about that. And yeah, I think the next thing we'll do is go on the crusade, which will begin in 6 months' time. Looks like there's a decent war chest there. Quite a few attackers have joined, which is excellent. We are chief among them with 10,000 men. You know, something we can do actually is increase our man-at-arms size, particularly the mangonels. Or should we create more? We don't have any horsemen. Retinue vanguard, what's that? This is a heavy infantry. It counters spearmen. What's the difference between these guys and armored footmen? Okay. So they're the same cost. They're just stronger and well, they're the same monthly cost, but they cost more to create, and we can get, I don't know how many we can get in total, but they're better than the regular heavy infantry. Let's create that. Increase that to 4. You know what? Let's increase it to 6. Let's max it out. Massive retinue vanguard going. We'll buff up our mangonels as well, and our bowmen, and the pikemen as well. Just really increase our man-at-arms capabilities. And they are not stationed in any holding. Let's put them in Stuttgart. That'll replace the armored footmen. The armored footmen we can put in, I don't know, we'll put them in Fürstenberg. That'll replace the bowmen. The bowmen we'll put in, I think Zollern is where we were gonna chuck them. Yeah, Zollern, we'll put the bowmen in Zollern. And the mangonels we'll put wherever we can. Oh, they don't need to really be anywhere, I suppose. We don't actually have enough counties. Maybe I can revoke. No, it's an act of tyranny. He will accept, though. Let's just do it. He's only got the one county. He's got a claim to Breisgau. I'll get some tyranny, but I need the realm. I need the land, so he'll accept. Now we can put our mangonels in Hottenberg. Very good. Very, very good. Still getting a decent amount of gold per month as well, so that's good. And now it's actually worth upgrading some of these things. Alright, we might leave it there, guys. Next episode, we will probably join the Crusades, conquer Jerusalem for the Pope, for Christianity, for Catholicism, and for God. I will see you then. Thanks for joining me. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the campaign and want to see more of Crusader Kings content. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.